shield's what you've been through, and your mind is a weapon, put it to use. Power, 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 power. Nobody can stop you, you ahead of the curve. Sit there and listen and use what you learn. I know you got pain, there's blood on the curb. Money to get, stripes to earn. I'm here to confirm it's your turn. Your own superhero in your own world. You got the power like a generator. You need to dig deeper and you can thank me later. Put paint where it ain't, but you ain't no painter. Take steps and start running on them haters. Just be yourself, that should motivate you. It was good on the ones that hate you. Keep grinding, in due time you will climb. If you've been through it all, put it behind. You got the power, the real kind. Go ahead and shock the world right now. It's the power, can you feel it? Just be yourself, the power in you. Your shield's what you've been through, and your mind is a weapon, put it to use. Power, 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 power. With all the money in the world, you could be broke. Life is not a game, life is not a joke. Get your childish Gambino on and stay woke. Turn the power on and go at their throat. Everybody got power, it's how they use it. Seen it the other day, boy, it ain't a movie. Raw like sushi, nighttime gloomy. Dope fiends walking around, that's spooky. Dig deep, come on, man, bring it out. You can't bring it out sitting there on the couch. Go get uncomfortable and take it there. Use your powers right now and don't play fair. Give them a lesson and pull up a chair. It's your time right now, you feel it in the air. It's your time right now, I feel it in the air. Now you feeling the power, it's all there.
Welcome everybody to another episode of Kojay's Corner. Yes, my finger points. Both of them do. Anyways, I'm going to bring in our guests of honor. You know them, and if you don't, you should. And you're going in right now. The dynamic duo of Strong Arm Flix with T-Flame and Jeffrey Warfield. What's up, guys?
Hey, what's going on?
Hey.
I'm just glad to be here and glad you guys are here.
Yeah.
A minute.
Glad to be here, brother.
Man, so you guys are the dynamic duo, the co-host of Strong Arm Flix. I believe that's your channel, T-Flame.
Yes, sir.
All right. Ooh, I forgot to put the names up. How do I do that? The bubbles. Like that? Where's the bubbles? There's the bubbles.
Where's
like
the bubbles at?
We need the bubbles. It's so comic book, you know. It's like
Yep.
So yo, I want to take you back into time. Who did you guys know each other before Strong Arm Flix or after?
Yeah.
And how did that
before?
Start?
We didn't have formed the bond and friendship that obviously that we have now, but we met kind of like how me and you did, Kojay. Over early on in the at the end of the OG run, but still quite early on of the Snyder Cut fandom when that was just forming. Jeffrey was there, I was there. At that point, when you guys were doing your thing, I came into it towards the end of the OGs when it was near the end of your guys' run. Getting it through the goalpost in the beginning, as you remember. Jeffrey came in right after that. He didn't have an account on YouTube or anything yet. He was just on the, over there on the Twitter sphere, doing his due diligence and supporting the cause, spreading the word, participating and intrigued and sharing information. And I think that I forget exactly how it was because it was so long ago. It seems like it was just yesterday, though, at the same time. But I forget exactly. I forget me and Jeffrey's very first interaction, exactly how it went down. But that's kind of how we linked up, and we just talked more and more, and had a lot of things in common. And I thought he was a real cool dude, and had and he was a good dude, I liked it.
He was. What happened?
He said, and I really liked that because there was some time, it was with every fandom, small side of, toxicity and negativity, really. Now, I hate that word toxic. That shit's been played out. And, you know, but there, you know, and Jeffrey it was nice because, you know, he reminded me a lot of you. You know, when you were at the forefront with the OGs, you know, in the beginning, it reminded me of our interactions, the energy that he let off. It reminded me of you. You know, he was positive and you know, just a good dude all the way around. And I was like, you know, I think something about him, it just kind of made me gravitate and, you know, link up with him a little more. And then I think I did have my channel around that time, but I think I had like 3 things taped ever, and it was just like a still picture with me talking into a piece of shit microphone, ranting and raving about these assholes that were like, it's never gonna happen, and you guys are crazy. And you know, that was like the first 3 episodes, and I'm like, you know, my name's Travis. You know, I'm a fan. I'm from here. You're gonna sit here and tell me that I ain't a real fucking person, and you know, and this is real, and you know, breaking stuff down, like, you know. And then after like the first 3, you know, like I really kind of got off of that. I just kind of wanted to, you know, when I made the channel, I honestly didn't think that it would. Not that I've made some accomplishment. It's not like I have a.
Oh, you know, wait. If I may interject, you're very accomplished in my eyes.
Thank you. I appreciate that. But, you know, I really do. I thank you, man. You know, but you know, before I guess formed what it is today, I'll say, okay, that's a little better. You know, the main thing was just that I would put him up, and Will was the man. You know, he was very supportive. You know, and I think the first one I ever taped, I sent it to him, and you know. Me and him knew each other. We had spoke once, not knew each other, but we knew of each other. We had spoke before, but we weren't like, you know, I would say friends. I'm very happy to say that you know, Will, I believe he's a good friend, you know. But at that point, you know, and I sent it to him, and I put it up on my Twitter, and I think I tagged him in it, or maybe he just somehow stumbled but crossed it. And he was like, retweeted it, and he was like, I like this, bravo, you know what I mean? Because he knew what was going on in the sphere, and we were still very much in the early stages of fighting, and we just had people. It wasn't even the fandom at that point that was, you know, cuckoo. It was like everybody, these news articles and the media outlets, they were just hammering our ass back to back, like we couldn't get a break. We were just rolling with the punches, you know. And you know, and like I said, it was a specific reason the first official drop that I did. It was never for the channel or for clout, or it was just you know, passion, and I wanted to find a way to connect to the people that I had really felt that I was getting close with and happy with the work that we were doing. I was proud of it. And right around that time as well, my father, my real father, you know, he had passed away. You know, he committed suicide, and so I really felt drawn to the suicide prevention and all that. The original, you know, Comic-Con and everything, I was supposed to make it there, and it happened around that time.
Wait, which year? 2018 or 2019?
I believe it was, I could be mistaken. I believe, though, it was 18. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I was supposed to be there then. I was, you know, because before that, like I said, I just had a profile with a picture. I don't even remember what it was, and nobody had seen my face ever before, and a lot of people just recognized the, you know, the name. And I think it was like just T-Flame, Strong Arm T-Flame or something. I don't know what it was back then, but yeah, you know, so I was like really from off rip, was very passionate and about everything that the movement stood for, because you know, I dealt with it myself. And on top of that, I've always been very passionate about DC, and I've always liked Zack Snyder as a director, you know, and when the two came together, you know, it was just, I was like, wow, you know. And then seeing what happened, obviously, you know, I was just like, you know, I met all you guys, and it was so great, and it's still one of the greatest moments, I feel like, in my life, because you know, I had went through a lot of things at that point, and I really needed that in my life. You know, then over time, of course, you know, progressing through the stages of the channel, me and Jeffrey started collabing finally, and we started, you know, basically uncovering early on days, uncovering clues, finding. Jeffrey would find shit, man, before anybody else would. He was like Batman, bro.
Dude,
and,
that's why Watchtower.
Yeah, and then they gave him the name. Yep, it was you, Kojay. And then I forgot how he got that nickname, but yeah, that was a great. It still is, you know. That's Watchtower, Jeffrey Warfield, right there.
Well, I just imagine Mr. Terrific looking at everything, you know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and yeah, it was. Yeah, just a lot of good times, man. None but good times, you know. on my end anyway, the little bumps in the road here and there, but, and in the end, I just remember, man, that feeling. They're like I remember it was like the day after the announcement at the Man of Steel watch party. There was like a lot of people that just came in that were just regular people that became fans that weren't before, like, oh my God, you guys weren't lying. And Zach is awesome. And this shit is real. And it's getting released. And you guys made it happen. And you raised all this money. And people started joining, like, probably like the next day, like probably 10,000 people joined, the RT accounts and just zoomed into the fandom. And I remember on this one post, there's a lot of people that were tagged in it. I don't remember who did it. And they just said like, you guys are fucking heroes, man. Like, or some, I don't know exactly the context, but they tagged a bunch of long list of people. And I looked at it and I was like, there's my name. I'm like, yes, I just barely made the cut.
But the cut of all words.
Right. Yeah. Double and indo. But yeah, enough about me, man. What's up with you guys, man? Somebody else talk. I feel like I've been talking too long.
No. That's beautiful. Now, the same question for you, Jeffrey, of that whole journey. Like, when you started, when you got to first meet T-Flame, and how did it happen when you guys teamed up eventually?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we're going there, man. We got all the time. All my podcasts are director's cuts, so it's whatever time it needs to be. So
yeah.
Okay. Wow. I don't know. Really, I don't think I'm gonna top what T-Flame said. But
what's happened?
So really, for me, I kind of started off kind of like on the kind of like how everyone started off on the Twitterverse, as I call it. Like, people call it Twitter sphere, I call it Twitterverse. But yeah, like,
a headache.
Started off on the Twitterverse of the Snyder Cut movement. While I actually first started on Facebook, where I'm part of this group called the Snyder Knights, and it was around that time where it was kind of like insecure at the time to be a Snyder fan and openly admit it. So it was like that early stage of where I was at. So basically, I kind of like first started off on Facebook, and then I was kind of like sharing a bunch of stuff that I have found and stuff like that. And so it was like a really positive environment, like really
Wait, posted on Facebook, that Facebook group? Or
yeah,
Facebook?
that Facebook group called the Snyder Knights.
I'm in that group too, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm there as well.
But yeah, like it was really, like when I was first there, like I was really amazed with how deep people went with breaking down his movies and content, and I'm like, oh wow, I thought the exact same thing. I thought it was crazy. But yeah, like
I thought I was the only one.
You mean there's more?
but yeah, I eventually then kind of went into Instagram, and then eventually went to Twitter. But I would say, like, the first time I met T-Flame was really in one of his first, I think it was his first live stream, that, like, it probably was earlier, but I do remember my first vivid memory of him was in his first live stream, and that was really how we first met. And then I ended up following him and then I ended up following him on Twitter and social media. And then and then really kind of like long story short, we just kind of hit it off and
Hell
and
yeah.
and really like and really that's what and really I was like with how and really that's really also how I started to think of like, hey, maybe I think I should make my own YouTube channel and support it in my own way. And at the time, I had like I had the bare minimum. Like I literally only had my laptop and the webcam and and choppy audio. But yeah, that's how I first started on YouTube, just the bare minimum with a laptop. So yeah, so I started making videos of things that I found that some people didn't even know about, but but like for like really a whole bunch of things. Like I still remember this about that whole Flash meets Flash moment that happened on the
Yeah.
CW.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And
That shit blew our minds back in the day.
yeah, and the thing was, like, if you see that video, I was reaching I was reaching for the stars basically with that, because I really didn't know that was gonna happen. Like, even though I was having all of these reasons of why it could happen, I was like, it probably won't happen. But then when it actually happened, I was like, wait, what? Like, wait, what? Did that actually happen? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
But but yeah, like but yeah. So what? So yeah, like as I was saying, like yeah, I started making videos on my own, talking about the usual stuff that a lot of people talked about, while also talking about some rare stuff that other people didn't, that a lot of YouTubers or a lot of people didn't know, because that's really the thing. Like I pretty much have all of the major social media except for TikTok. Like that's the only major social media that I don't have.
I have
So,
TikTok just so I could have my my handle. I don't even use it.
Right.
yeah, but yeah, so that happened, and so and then I so then we kind of hit it off. So then T Flame and I, we first kind of did our first live stream together without really kind of planning it. Like we didn't think about the whole
We just said,
duo.
let's do it. Fuck it. Let's go.
Yeah, like
You
we
didn't
didn't
know what you were
Let's
gonna
see
say?
what we had no idea what we were gonna do, like, or what we were gonna say. We're just like, man, we're just gonna just start talking, man, about shit.
Really?
Yeah.
You guys have this great dynamic.
Yeah.
It seems like
Yeah.
so. Wow, that was just all natural. The first.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, probably the first, what, Jeffrey, first 2 or 3 was like that, or first 2, mainly, I know the first one, maybe, I think the first 2 for sure that we ever did together. I mean, and from then on, we worked on it slowly over time, more and more, but yeah, the first, like, 2, I want to say 3, but mainly 2, like, yeah, we just kind of, yeah, we just winged it and hoped for the best, man.
And then what happened after that stream, Jeffrey? You guys just
A
connected.
lot of people digged it, man, and and we ended up, because we were streaming, talking. We got to be able to talk in real time to each other, as well as to whoever was listening at the time, which it wasn't a lot of people, but there was some early on then, and we got to really honestly know more about each other and vibe more, and we. Like, there's some shit that I knew at that time that he didn't. A lot of shit that he knew that I had absolutely no clue about. And I was just like, I'm like, this is the Jeffrey Warfield show, baby. Keep going, bro. Give me the goods, man, because I didn't know none of this shit. You know, I think I was straight standing it probably the first 2 episodes, just rolling with it.
All right, I gotta ask you, Jeffrey. What's your? You don't have to give any trade secrets away, but what's this power and ability you have of finding all this details? How do you do it?
Really, for me, it just
you like Professor X. You have like
yeah, man, yeah.
really, for me, it just kind of this is kind of like how this is really kind of how I do things in my mind. So imagine like I'm gonna use the rabbit hole situation for this analogy. So while people are like digging the hole, trying to see what's at the bottom of the hole, I'm climbing up the hole to see things that I missed and see like, oh wow, that's interesting. I'll take that. So yeah, like it's really kind of like that where I kind of go back on things to see like I wonder if there's anything I missed.
Jeffrey's mind works like a computer, man. It's like being it's like you know, he's the good version of the Smith bot in the Matrix. Like just
wow.
Oh man. But
so you're just like a supercomputer. You just
yeah, it takes away, man. I don't know. I've been trying to figure it out for a long time too, man. It's a Jeffrey Warfield trade secret. I don't know, man, but you know, he's good. He's always been good at what he does, man, for sure.
You're like a good guy, Brainiac or something.
Yeah, there we go, Brainiac.
Yeah, but yeah, so it's really kind of like that in a lot of ways. So, because yeah, like there's really like a whole bunch of things I'm trying to think about, like really right now, like kind of like with the Snyder Netflix verse, as I'm calling it now.
Snyder
Like
Netflix verse, like
yeah,
with, everything that's going on there.
Yeah, like with the Snyder Netflix verse, I'm thinking that all of Zach's projects are connected into one universe because I'm thinking about like the name Cora, that so the character that Sophia Boutella is playing as, like a lot of people don't know really the name. But but the name is that Sophia Boutella is playing as in Rebel Moon is Cora. So I'm doing some research and stuff, and come to find out that in Greek, Cora is actually the goddess of death.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. He mentioned.
I don't remember that character in Greek mythology, or it's a word, or is it a?
No, it's a name. It's a name.
Oh,
that's the goddess.
Just meaning oh wow.
Yeah. So yeah, like Cora is the goddess of death, and the Blood Axe, that the character that Ray Fisher is playing as, it was actually a real person. He was actually a Viking. He was actually king of the Vikings for a time.
Wow.
See what I mean?
More Viking lore because he's doing that animated Viking thing.
Yeah. See what I mean?
Wow.
He's crazy with it, man. I didn't know none of that.
But yeah, like there's actually also something else too that I really didn't know until I've actually dug it. Like I actually had to dig down deep to find this out. But apparently Zach has I think that we're going to see the zombies talk in Planet of the Dead down the line, because a lot of people don't know about this. Like very few people know about this. Like apparently there's a deleted scene of Army of the Dead where you see Zeus and Athena's son in the future, and he's actually talking. Like
that's like Anthony Hopkins' character. Done.
Yeah.
So
I
yeah,
was thinking Army of the Dead is that I forgot where. There's so much stuff we hear. But
I know.
I think, what if there's like a dead planet, a planet of the dead in Rebel Moon, and that's actually the
Right.
future of Army of the Dead Vegas.
yeah, that
Yeah,
would
that'd
be
be
awesome.
crazy. See, and
Because like
It's,
you're saying, Korra, Zeus, all these Greek and Viking
right,
lore,
and we know,
yeah.
and also
Sorry.
another thing is too that I wanted to point out while we're talking about it, and this, all theory, of course, but we know that Zach absolutely, likes to connect universes, even stuff that you wouldn't think would be connected. You watch Suicide Squad, and Zach filmed a scene for it. Didn't really have a lot of involvement, but everything that his fingerprints are on, you see the Watchmen Easter egg and Suicide Squad. Like he finds a way to connect things, and even some things you're like, how in the hell could that be in the same universe? But some, you watch, which this is probably just coincidental, but you watch I Am Legend, and the BVS poster. What was it? There was a poster of it, 2 years before. It was like,
2016.
yeah, it was like a year. Yeah,
Was it 2016 or 2015? It was close.
Yeah,
Yeah,
when
I
BVS came
remember.
out. Yeah, when BVS came out, but I'm trying to remember what year it was when I Am Legend came out.
No, that's what I'm thinking about.
Yeah,
I think it was really
it
close,
came out
like
before that.
2015.
I think it
No,
came out
the
like.
poster in I Am
Oh,
Legend,
yeah,
I
yeah.
swear it had
Oh, yeah.
2015.
Oh yeah,
I wasn't sure.
I believe you're right. It might have.
It was very close.
But yeah,
Very
just
close.
the way that he likes to like connect things, like so it's like with these IPs in mind, like on Netflix, right? These are all original IPs, right? So we know that he likes to connect shit, even stuff that you would surprise you. That it's like, how is there a sprinkle of connectivity in there? That's dope, but it's like, how? That's cool. But it's like, okay, so this is his original IP. This is all him, right?
Yep.
So it absolutely would make sense and be a great surprise if down the line, somehow, when he feels the time's right, he drops a movie and there's like this mega crossover, like Avengers Justice League level, with his own mythology that he's essentially created. That's all him from top to bottom. Wouldn't that be some shit? Like, and I could absolutely see Zack Snyder doing something like that. So I'm just trying to give a little more. I'm just trying to, give a little more credence to what Jeffrey's saying, and I honestly really feel like that's a real possibility. That that would be neat too.
Yeah, because really think about this, because there was also this another interview that I saw, another interview that I read with one of the Army of Thieves actors, I'm trying to remember his name, but people call him Wolverine Jr. If you know if you know, you know. But it was pretty much it was this actor who was going in on really what to expect from the army verse, as Zach calls it. And he said something very interesting that caught my attention. It was the most biggest thing, but no one really talks about it. He said that some of the fun thing about he said the funny thing about Zach is that he hints at things even in the castings. And the actor that he was talking to that said this, he played the bad guy in Army of Thieves, and he's actually voice acting someone in another Zach project called Twilight of the Gods.
Ooh.
So that's gonna be pretty interesting. So
isn't Twilight of the Gods an anime thing he's doing?
Yeah, Twilight of the Gods is an anime thing with Jay Leva also being on it. So yeah, that's gonna be pretty interesting.
Nice.
Yeah,
nice.
Cool. Ooh.
I mean, I honestly, I can't wait to see, Rebel Moon when that's done.
Oh yeah.
That's gonna be. I already know that's gonna be phenomenal. It's gonna be outstanding. Yeah. I'm honestly feeling like he's trying to give the, get this kick started and then go back and give us the plan of the day. I feel like he's gonna reveal something major in when he makes the sequel to Army of the Dead officially, the Planet of the Dead. I feel like he's gonna like still leave us wondering, but there's gonna be something dropped in there that's subtle, but it's gonna be enough to where you're gonna be like, wow, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I feel like we're gonna have a lot of answers to questions and theories, like, and I really feel like I'm watching because I'm just waiting for him to show us just a little more, because I know that I really think that all this shit's gonna have something to do with each other. I really do. And if that happens, he's gonna have like 3 different megaverses that are completely original IPs, and then if he really does that, the doors that he has, available to him at that point, if he does that, now we're talking some kind of mega crossover popcorn fucking extravaganza like event that would just shut down Netflix. Like, it would probably crash the service. Like, again, I know that's getting ahead and stuff, but I absolutely have a lot of faith in the man, and I think a lot of us do, and I'm just excited to see what he does next.
It's cool because I do this little thing where if I'm anticipating a movie from a director, I watch their previous works. Like before Man of Steel came out, I was like, he's doing Superman. So I watched Watchmen because it had the superhero thing. I was like, okay, how is he going to go about superhero stuff? And then I watched 300 because in 300 they use a lot of
that's a good one.
Actual capes and animated capes because Superman has a red cape. Right. So I was just seeing how he utilizes all these little artistic things, and when Man of Steel came out, I was like, I see. I got a little taste because even when BVS was coming out, we knew Wonder Woman was going to be in it, and so I watched Sucker Punch just to see how he handles females in combat, female characters. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And I was watching like Baby Doll taking visual notes of like how they move and how they pose and they just go full on like non-apologetic action, like they fight as good as the guys, and I love that equality. And lo and behold, Gal Gadot Wonder Woman just killed it.
Yeah,
it's like that's iconic, and that's Zach's work. You cannot deny that. And it's just great. So when I think about Rebel Moon, I think about the opening of Man of Steel. I think about some of the sci-fi elements in all his other films, and this is actually really the first. I mean, comic books can pass as sci-fi, but they can pass as a lot of things. But a full-on sci-fi film is going to be great because we know the guy loves Star Wars. Guys like Star Wars. And this is like an old Star Wars pitch, so it's gonna be great.
It's gonna be dope.
Because if it's a Star Wars pitch, I think it's going to be a mixture of a couple things out of time. Like I think we're gonna see characters with armor, some usage of sword weapons, because sword weapons, lightsabers, laser guns, and some kind of political tyranny and heroes uprising, and some magic element. Because Star Wars is the Force, so there's got to be some magic element with Rebel Moon.
Right.
And I'm just excited. This is gonna be
that's really the crazy thing. Like Zach is making, and that's really the craziest thing about this is that Zach is like taking the best parts of his Snyderverse and the best parts of Star Wars and putting them all into one huge major IP in Rebel Moon. I really can't wait for this. And that's the other crazy thing is like this is gonna be on Netflix.
I know,
Well, it has to go in theaters. I know it's going to be in theaters.
Like Netflix,
I feel like it is too. I feel like it's going to end up in theaters too. I really do.
I mean, The Irishman made it to theaters in selective countries.
Hey, Army of the
Dead was there too.
Had a theatrical run. Yeah.
Unfortunately, I missed it, but damn.
Yeah.
Like the crazy thing is like this is already gonna be that Rebel Moon is already gonna be a 2-parter. Like it's like he's
filming it back to back. A lot of people and a lot of people they're saying it's impossible for Zach to come back. He's under a Netflix contract, and to be honest with you, we're just hopeful and optimistic that all the teases that between Zach over the last year, and Clay Stubb and etc., they wouldn't do that for no reason. You know what I mean? They never have before, and I don't think that they would do that now. And I'm not saying that, immediately we're going to get this massive, restoration immediately. But it's like when people make the argument, like, and I see it all the time online, I hate it, that, oh, well, he's over at Netflix, so we're talking 3 years before he'd even think about it, and that's if that even panned out. And I'm like, listen, you think that he didn't have talks around Thanksgiving of last year when he teased the updated books specifically for the 2 sequels to Justice League? You think that he would have kept these teases going, and then Clay Stubb is while he's busy working at Netflix? Do you think that he would have teased the Snyder Cut having a theatrical run a couple of months ago? And now they're sitting there talking about it's being teased again by who was it? Kevin
Smith.
Kevin Smith, and I've been saying this, and they're like, oh, it's nothing. And I'm like, now look at months later, here's, this news coming out, what was it, today, yesterday, don't matter, about Kevin Smith and about the theatrical run being hinted at again, and, like in the near future. And it's like, okay, if he's teasing this, if he's teasing a theatrical run, David Zaslav's talking about a 10-year plan. They've brought back Henry Cavill as Superman. They've brought back Ben Affleck as Batman. They've brought back Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. They canceled the fucking Batgirl movie that was going to essentially destroy the continuity permanently and change it from the Snyderverse. They reshot the damn Flash movie from fucking top to bottom, and they're still adding new scenes. Okay? Yep. They wouldn't do all that, and Zach wouldn't still, and Clay Stubb still be teasing shit if there was no hope and if there wasn't something in the works. Now, is there something to the level that we all hope is in the works? Like Zach's just coming back? Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. But something is definitely there. Yep. And you're crazy if you think that there's not. And again, my main point is this, he's with Netflix, and it'll be 2-3 years. He's filming Rebel Moon Part 1 and Part 2 back to back, and he's already fucking filming on it, dude. Like, he's in like what is it, post-production now or something? Like, he's doing, the physical scenes are done now, so essentially he's doing post and shit, like, or and previs and all that, or not previs, but he's doing like light shit. So it's like, I mean, how could he not, like, really, you don't think he has time to, like, in between, to make an announcement or to sprinkle his hands over in DC to say, hey, this is what we're doing. This is the updated plan. And now you're going to see, and Clay Stubb keeps teasing something about, in my opinion, I'm not 100% sure, it's got to have something to do. If it ain't the Ayer cut, it has something to do with Black Adam. And what have we learned about Black Adam? Black Adam has now got Henry Cavill added to the film. It's probably going to be near the end. Also, him as Clark Kent, that's going to be a scene that's in there, apparently, which may or may not be. It's a scoop, but it's a scoop. It may not be there, but a lot of people that are scoopers are all saying the same thing. And usually when that happens, it's not always 100%. That usually means that usually comes to pass and pan out. Okay? So if that's going on, right? And then we see in the new trailer, they've already did additional photography, added Amanda Waller in there, and you see on her tablet, it says Justice League. And now Amanda Waller's been added in there. Henry Cavill's being added in there. What do you think? Clay Stubb's tease in October. Clearly, they put up that thing and they took it right down, and The Rock said corrected. Because he didn't cut the fucking trailer. You know what I mean? They wanted Justice League added into that trailer for a reason, but somebody flubbed up and probably somebody working there put the wrong fucking version in there. And The Rock seen it and seen the fans and was like, no, that's, I mean, think about it. The Rock wouldn't just because he's The Rock be able to tell people, hey, I want to have control over the editing now and the trailers you're cutting. You're a fucking actor, dude. You're not, unless it was an actual mistake and it aligns with the plan of David Zaslav, there's no way that he could just pull them strings that quick. Unless it was a real flub, something's in the works, they're not telling us about it. And so when he said something and showed the fan outcry, they were like, fixed it like that, corrected. That never, it don't matter who you are. You could be Tom Cruise. If a movie comes out, just if you're Tom Cruise, you ain't gonna go back to the studio and say, hey, I didn't like that scene that was in there. You guys need to change it. And they're actually going to fucking change it. Like, people need to use their brains, man. You know what I mean? Like there's things in the works, and you got to, yes, some of it, you got to think outside the box a little, but it's really not that hard to wrap your head around, you know?
Yeah.
And my thing is, too, is like, again, Zach is very good at juggling multiple projects. He's shown us that in the past. And this shit with Rebel Moon, people don't understand. Part 1 and Part 2 is already done. Part 2 ain't going to come out for probably 2 more years, but guess what? It's filmed. It's done. They just got to do post and shit on it, man. You know? So it's not like he's got this big extravaganza that he's got to do, this huge undertaking. Like, you know, yes, he's under contract with them, but that doesn't mean like that there's absolutely no way that it could happen because he's at Netflix. And my point is, I don't mean to drag on about it, is I just see this argument online a lot, and it kind of ticks me off. I really do. And it kind of ticks me off a little. You know, you see the antis and stuff, you know.
Have at it. No, let it out, bro.
Yeah, like
I'm hopeful though. I seriously am.
Yeah, but yeah, like going back to really what you're saying, to add on to your point, like a lot of people don't know about this. Like, if you go into the AMC website, on the AMC theater website, and also all if you go to the AMC website, there's this thing that there's 2 movies that are coming out. One is on January and the other is on February, and they're both titled Untitled WBD Event Films.
Yes.
Now I don't know about you, but event films don't happen out of nowhere. Like event films don't happen out of nowhere. Like if they wanted to title it as a retro movie, like let's say Batman and Robin, to just kind of throw one away from there, they would have said special Batman and Robin event. But the thing is, but the fact that they say Untitled WBD event film,
that's sus, bro.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, come on now. Like, and again, it could, you know, and look, you know, again, this isn't hard, cold, you know, it could turn out to be anything, you know. Again,
honestly,
to play devil's advocate, it could turn out to be anything. But again, with everything that we know, that we've just broke down, and everything that we've known prior to this, that doesn't raise any eyebrows. Like, really? Like, nobody's picking up on that shit? Like, I mean...
yeah.
Especially it being so big and mysterious, because DC does... I mean, they put out some movies, specials, like... I went to a Groundhouse screening where it's 2 movies, and at the time it was the release of... remember the animated movie Death of Superman and Superman Returns?
Yes.
Death of Superman and Reign of the Superman.
Reign of the Superman, yep.
Yeah, so before Reign of the Superman came out, in one of my local theaters, they had a double hitter where they played Death of Superman. There was like a 15-minute intermission, and then they premiered Reign of the Superman. So I got to see back to back in the theater. Oh, that was such a great thing. But they announced it way early on. They weren't so mysterious that I remember, anyways. So
exactly.
My hopeful self is thinking, wouldn't it be cool to see BVS Ultimate Cut and then Snyder Cut the next one, or Snyder Cut Part 1, Snyder Cut Part 2?
You know, and again, it says event, right? Event is in the name, like, you know.
Yes.
So you know, and it says untitled. So think about this, right? And again, just theorize. I'm not trying to get people, you know, rock hard, riding home, like, yeah, you know what I mean? But what I'm saying is, it's like, would it be so far fetched? Like, you know, they play like you were saying, you know, BVS Ultimate Edition, Snyder Cut comes out, but theatrically, and it continues it just like it was meant to. But then on top of that, to reward the fans and to bring in that draw to make a box office, guess what? Now the Wayne T. Carr scene is in the fucking movie and fully finished. And then at the end of the movie, there's just a date.
Oh, that
come on. But you know, again, like I said, you know, I'm not a scooper. I'm not trying to get people like overly excited. Like, I'm just saying, like, you know, be hopeful. Like, you never know, bro. Like, I mean, like, I don't know. Like, I don't feel like I'm the only person that is really thinking like that. Like you know, you never know. Especially with whatever, you know, that would be cool, wouldn't it? You know,
it would be cool.
Yeah, it would be cool.
And honestly, that hope, that everything that we, you know, want to happen, hope to happen, talk about happening,
it seems feasible too to me.
Yeah,
it seems attainable.
It's feasible, but also
something like that, you know.
It is hope, and hope is powerful, you know.
Yeah,
that's
right.
The Snyder Cut came out through hope, in my opinion.
Yeah,
all of us, like, you know,
yes,
doing what we could to promote it.
Yes, exactly. You know, and the other thing, the other thing is too that I want to say is even if none of that happens, right? If there was absolutely, that door was just shut forever, right? Zach's done. Like, there's, you know, people at Antis are saying he's done. You know, he's not coming back. You know, they're going to take his characters and essentially do what they did already that pissed everybody off, but just try to do it, you know, better and make it, you know, more in line, but without him. You know, if that was the case, you think that Zach wouldn't just flat out come out and say, guys, it was a good run. It's not going to happen. You think that he wouldn't say that? You think that he don't know that his fans are sitting around every day talking about this shit, hopeful for this shit, and he encourages it at the same time? And he would never, he loves his fans, and he does nothing but try to treat us and reward us. If there was absolutely no, maybe there's not as much there as we think there is, but there's clearly something there, because if there wasn't, he would come out and say that. Despite what Anti say, he would. He'd make it very clear, and people would be, you know, either way, well, I'm excited for anything that he's doing, any project he's got his hands on. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, but if that door was just closed, you know, he would say so. You know what I mean? He would. And I think we all know when we think about it in our heart, like, wouldn't he? Wouldn't he though? Like, if he knew for a fact he's done, he's never messing around with DC again, and you know, for what, even if it ain't his fault, like, you know, it's still, like, you think he wouldn't come out and say that though, you know? Like,
yeah.
So I don't know. That's just my thoughts on the matter.
No, I feel you on that, because I don't think the dude. Well, I don't know him. We all just know his works and as an artist, how he speaks through his art. And once on Vero, on one of his posts, it was a hopeful post, and then I remember writing something like, "Oh man, I'm so hyped, but I'm so full of hope. I'm just gonna look at the ceiling, frustrated." You know, I said something weird like that, right? And he replied with a bunch of emojis of the strong arm, and I was like,
nice.
First off, I'm like, he replied. I had that moment for a few minutes, but I looked at it because it's emoji of strong, flex, stay strong. So I was like, all right, so you better believe I looked at that ceiling so strong. I was like, you know, I was like, damn, man, it's like, and then, you know, 2.5 years later, it comes out. I was like, whoa.
Yep.
Exactly.
Because of the vindication of it coming out, we look back at all the breadcrumbs that got us here.
Exactly.
All the 7 seasons ago here. Oh, sorry. Go on, Jeffrey.
But yeah, like, really thinking about it, like I really want people to really think about this for a second, like, with the whole he's on Netflix thing. Like, let's get, like, I'm gonna tell you 2 important facts right now. Like, when the Snyder Cut came out, Zach was working, when the Snyder Cut was announced, not released, but announced, he was already working on Netflix with Army of the Dead in post-production. So he was working on both Zack Snyder's Justice League, filming new scenes, and still had the time to get into post-production with a new movie that he was working on for Netflix. And it's like, and also I'm gonna get into this whole first look deal that people think is gonna be, that is the holy grail of, he's not coming back. Because I actually did research on this first look deal, because people were saying, it's nothing. all of his stuff, that means he's works for them and them alone. Like, no, it doesn't. Because if you actually look it up, the first look deal is actually, and this is word for word, the first look deal is that whatever original IP the director has, Netflix gets dibs on it. So that means that even though, even though Zach is working on these original IPs, he can still go to DC and work on DC projects.
Yes.
While Netflix creatives can carry on the torch.
Right. And, you know,
Yeah, exactly.
and also, you know, like off what Jeffrey was saying, that's a perfect example, you know, of like, you know, basically what I was just saying, you know, about the way the man works and his hustle. Like, you know, he's done this kind of shit before. Why is it so mind-boggling? You know, like I said, I'm not saying like, you know, that I know for 100% fact, but you know, but it's like, why is that so mind-blowing for some people that that's a possibility? Like, it is a possibility. Like, very much so.
I believe and I feel and I see that there's a lot of misconceptions of how filmmaking works.
Oh yeah,
and how certain people can work. Because what's cool about SnyderCon or his 3-film screening event at Art Center is that the last day for BVS, they said that they're gonna meet everyone, even though they have like they're pressed for time, because the next day, early in the morning, like I think like 6 a.m. or whatever, they were going to go location scouting for Army of the Dead. So it was all back then. Like after SnyderCon, the next day he was location scouting, working, and he has a lot of resources, a lot of talented people helping him out, and he's got his own crew, and he's great with working with people. That's fascinating. He's a positive, uplifting, imaginative, creative guy, and when you have, and he's like Tyler Perry. He just he's turning into his own film company as himself. You know,
exactly.
Definitely different from Tyler Perry, of course. Not comparing Medea's Halloween to the BBS or anything. It's just totally different.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I hear what you're saying though. Yeah.
It's just still different creators, but the fact that they are able to do their own work on their own terms, it's great. And for me, like indie filmmakers, that's very inspiring and empowering.
Absolutely.
And he's a director who could see the film before it happens. Some directors I don't think can, and everyone's a little different.
Yeah.
Like he's just the cut that can world build easily, and that is very rare. He's a modern day like old school George Lucas.
Yes,
in my opinion.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
I don't see why people doubt, but hey.
Some
of us think in our limitations.
You know, and that's the thing too. Like a lot of people, like Zach actually got praise from James Cameron when he was talking about when James Cameron was talking about how he would take inspiration from, at the time he said, at the time they were aspiring filmmakers. So like at the time, Zach was kind of like getting his feet wet, so to say. But James Cameron said that he would take inspiration from Zach and his work from 300 and Dawn of the Dead. So yeah, like it's like, even though like some people like who are like the fans or audiences might not like him, like the film industry does respect him. So
he's absolutely respected by his peers.
Definitely.
But so I just want to bring it up real quick. You know, the elephant in the room. What's up with the Ayer cut, yo?
I think it's coming out.
I think it's.
I think we can't hear about it because it is a DC film. Right. You're not gonna, and it's got its own hype. So I think it's dumb to do anything promotional for Ayer cut while they have another film that's DC coming out on the conveyor belt.
Exactly.
That doesn't make sense.
We've absolutely got to get Black Adam
because if Black Adam is successful, then they can announce it whenever after. But if it's not successful, then they could use it as something to bounce back and get DC from the hype.
Right.
So it's a win-win situation no matter what happens. But I think the smart thing to do would be to entertain its release after Black Adam has his turn,
Exactly.
So, you gotta wait in line,
Right.
It
It'll probably be after Black Adam, if anything were to come to fruition. And the RT Ayer Cut account is teasing in the next month or two. I don't know if it's October, November. They're teasing something. I think it's November.
RT Snyder Cut too. They cut RT Snyder Cut too. They've been pretty strong.
A year ago, Kojay, I'm not shitting you. I have it bookmarked. A year ago, they said one thing's going to happen on this date, and something did massive happen on that date. Had to do with DC. I can't remember exactly what happened. And then the other thing they said back then cryptically, there's something regarding the Ayer Cut. 1 full year, not 9 months, 1 full year ago, in November of this year was coming. They didn't say the movie was coming necessarily, and then again, they doubled down on that in the last month or so and said that something massive regarding the movie was either going to leak or an announcement but following a trending event, like we've got to earn it, kind of like when the Snyder Cut leading up to the announcement. I'm really getting them vibes again. And I just am really, really excited. I've been waiting to see this movie for so long, and it's like I've been saying, me and Jeffrey been saying on the Strong Arm Flix channel for a while now, as a lot of people know, and some people don't look at it like that, but this really is. We need to think about this for what it is. This is the real Snyderverse. This movie is the Snyderverse, okay?
Hell yeah.
David is the only director with his first OG run in the Snyderverse, Zach, when he was creating this shit. David is the only director that before they got snubbed off by the old regime, that worked hand in hand with him and tried to build it directly, the universe that Zach wanted, to handle the side characters and the villains so that Zach could do the massive world building, but at the same time he was making sure that it was in line with his vision, and even the scenes that we get of like the Flash and one scene of Batman, Zach's directed it himself. David confirmed it for the movie.
Yeah.
And on top of that, we've got Easter eggs in the movie, referencing Zach's work and universe. And, there's so much there. And also, there's two, and this is another thing though. So I don't know if we've talked about it. Me and Jeffrey have talked about this. So me and Jeffrey's theory right now that we basically, and I absolutely believe this to be true, because we've seen in the scripts that were leaked, right? People were saying, big YouTubers and naysayers, right, early on, they were saying, no, there's no way, there's no Steppenwolf and boom tubes and all this shit. David said this and that. And I'm like, okay, well, you understand the time frame that David Ayer said that? David said a lot of shit that wasn't true because David was doing what he was being told by Warner Brothers. David has military experience, and he thought, and he said this too in a post, I thought I was being the good soldier and holding it down, but I cannot take the reaming. After I got the reaming, basically said not so many words, that Warner Brothers, basically for them lying and saying, no, that is my movie. When people are like, no, it's not, dude. Like early on, right? And then tore him a new ass, like, well, this didn't make sense in the movie, and this didn't make sense, and I didn't like the Joker, and like they just, he finally come out and said, like, I was the good soldier, and I took the beatings, and never questioned the chain of command. He said, basically in the end, they took all his projects away and then let him fucking go. That was his reward for and then the film that he thought we were gonna get, which is what I like to call the compromised Ayer Cut. See, there's two versions of the Ayer Cut, and me and Jeffrey have basically figured this out, right? So there is the theatrical cut, right, of the true Ayer Cut. Okay, it's still much longer than what we got. Okay, but it's a theatrical cut. It has compromises in it. some of the footage is the same that we've seen in the extended cut. The extended cut is restoring the theatrical version. A couple of scenes sprinkled. Them are straight from the theatrical Ayer cut that we've never seen. Okay, and in that version, it's basically the same, more Joker, right? And maybe one or two other things that are minute. Color palette restored, score restored, right? Okay, now.
Yeah, I want that score.
Now, the original Ayer cut is about a full hour longer than the movie we got. Full hour. And also in the original, in the real Ayer cut, the CGI is unfinished, especially in the third act. Steppenwolf, the practical scenes for the characters, the physical scenes were shot for Steppenwolf, for boom tubes. It's all there. The dialogue's filmed. Diablo is alive. Also, Diablo is, in this movie, the Zit monsters, as people like to call them, they are fully restored in the original version, unfinished CGI. They're straight fucking parademons.
Yep.
And what's crazy is the original trailer from Comic-Con is the trailer for the original true Ayer cut, not the theatrical Ayer cut, the real Ayer cut. And in there, if you pause and frame it, you can see the glowing eyes like Zach has for the parademons and fucking wings and horns.
If we're going to see this right now, I'll bring it up. So you can talk about it and break it down.
Absolutely bring it up. And here's the thing. And again, now I'm not saying that the Justice League arcs did not evolve at that point when Zach, went into it and maybe said, I want to leave the big, I want to deal with, I don't want, because I'm pretty sure that basically what changed, the only thing that changed was that Zach was talking to David and when he finally figured out what Justice League was truly going to entail from beginning to end, he decided, let's save Steppenwolf in action, though, for Justice League.
I think that's what happened because that Snyder Cut
toe-to-toe with El Diablo. I want to make him a bigger and stronger threat. He's too menacing. Diablo's powerful, but calm down. Let's calm him down a little. We can have Steppenwolf appear, but I think Zach's concern was when the Justice League arcs evolved was two things. One, the studio was on David's ass because at that point BVS had already came out. They were already trying to run the fuck away from the Snyderverse and disconnect the tissue that tied it all together. That was their motive. They're on both of their heads. And at the same time, Zach, I feel and I theorize that he just didn't want that scene of Diablo going toe-to-toe with Steppenwolf in the movie. So I think that part changed, and what we essentially end up getting, which isn't talked about even by David in the true Ayer cut, is what we have as an extended cameo, like similar to the one we have in BVS Ultimate Edition that leads directly into Suicide Squad, right? Because David said, and Zach, that basically at one point or another, this is like documented. It's out there if you dig hard enough, that Suicide Squad Ayer cut is supposed to be, how did he put it?
He put it as an appetizer for Zack Snyder's Justice League. So it was, really how I kind of like saw it was that essentially that, because really this was kind of like my whole thing. This is kind of like my whole theory with this whole Steppenwolf thing is that my theory as of right now is that in the Ayer cut it would be revealed that Enchantress and his brother were actually kind of Steppenwolf soldiers in the war in Apocalypse that was kind of teased in Zack Snyder's Justice League about how Steppenwolf betrayed his own family and stuff like that. Yes. And Enchantress's goal was to bring Steppenwolf to Earth. So
exactly. And the other thing is too is that
weaken their defenses.
Right. Yeah. And the only thing that was removed, or changed, that was legit changed by Zach and David early on, it was just the plan because the way that the Justice League story, Zach decided, this is how it's going to be. The mother boxes, they're like, that's going to show up in my movie. Okay. So what happens when the mother boxes were initially supposed to open the boom tube, right? So now what happens? This is what happens now in the theatrical cut. They come together and they decide, all right, what we're going to do is all these gears and this shit that's in the sky that looks like a blob. David said when he broke down what that was, because people gave him heavy criticism over it. And at one point he said what that was supposed to be initially was working gears before they flubbed up the animation and took the movie from out underneath my feet. It was supposed to be gears. And basically the way he described it, I looked it up, he described the armada that Darkseid, remember, we'll use the old ways, ready the armada. So essentially, how do you connect this movie to Zack Snyder's Justice League? This is how. You take out the mother boxes. Now instead of the mother, so that they can handle it in Justice League. So now what do you do for that replacement? The witch bitch, is that people like she's using her magic, right, to tap into this ancient energy, and she's using this to unleash the that's working gears, and it's working. So they're fighting, they're trying to race against time, because when these gears in the sky go click, click, and lock into place, it opens up an old school, even by Darkseid standards, old school boom tube. The old ways, ready the armada. So they're fighting against her while trying to fight against the clock. When that opens up, it ain't Darkseid though, it's Steppenwolf.
Yep.
And instead of him coming through and fighting him now, what do you have? Just like at the end of BVS Ultimate Edition, but instead of now you see in Steppenwolf all like, with like, you can't really see what he is, just that he's a monster. You actually get the first real look of him in the flesh, just enough where he's like, huh? And they close the tube, right? But there's a boom tube and there's a Steppenwolf, and in the background there's parademons. This is what me and Jeffrey believe. And have a lot of proof, and as long and as well as it's still theory, but still, to back this up, that this is the true Ayer cut, and it has much unfinished CGI in the third act, a little bit sprinkled throughout the movie, but everything practical is shot. Everything, you know what I mean. And in this version, like it's the Joker is straight, basically like R-rated, like through the whole fucking thing, because he even confirmed that in his version of the movie that he thought was coming out at one point, he thought that his theatrical Ayer cut was coming out before he found out what was going on. He made a comment that basically they had to cut a scene that didn't set right with him, of Jared Leto's Joker in gold underwear holding an AK.
Yeah.
And because it was too spicy, basically. What does that mean? Basically, there's a version of the movie, besides the version that's got him fully restored, where there's a scene or two that makes it R-rated the same way there was in BVS Ultimate Edition, in that one scene of Batfleck, one or two scenes in a one cuss word, him showering, made it R-rated. So
also, they added extra blood in the Ultimate Cut.
Yeah, extra
like,
blood. Mainly, so I believe that, like I said, all of these elements are in that version. Now, is that if they do release the movie, is that the version we'll get? I don't know, because it just depends. Do they want to invest? And even if they do, right? You're talking 30 million or less for the true Ayer cut to finish everything, and that's a rough number. Don't quote me on that, but I guarantee it's less than 30 million, right? Now the theatrical version, he said it was like that the theatrical version though of the Ayer cut is totally seriously totally fucking finished. Like literally, it's not a Snyder cut situation in that aspect. Like literally,
I believe he
did not put $1 into it, and it's ready.
Yeah, like he said that it was like 95% done.
Yeah.
Only the third. Yeah, he said 95% of the movie is done. Just need to do CGI work for the third act.
Polish up the third act because but the CGI is done. It's just it's not renderized to it's full resolution type of shit. You know what I mean?
It's kind of like the first res where it looks like PS1 graphics or something.
Yeah, well, I think he even said it was further along than that though. Even
good.
It's only the like I said, the true uncompromised, what I call it, Ayer cut view that we got that trailer for in 2015 or whatever it was from Comic-Con that displays that version of the movie. And even if you look at the Blu-ray to the extended cut,
let's analyze it.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do it. But Kojay, if you look at even you buy the Blu-ray, right? To the extent cut of Suicide Squad, in the bonus features, dog, it shows what they call the go-go dancers.
Oh yeah.
All black. They have giant horns. Their eyes are glowing, and there's white. It looks like tissue paper hanging all over them, doing like a ritual, trying to summon a gateway.
Yeah.
What?
This is This is in the Blu-ray, the extended cut of Suicide Squad, the Blu-ray. In bonus features, I swear to God, nobody picked up on that, bro.
Yeah, no one picked up on
It's
that.
I didn't. I didn't know.
Yeah.
Oh dang.
Yeah, it's like it's there.
Dang. All right, let's give this a look-see.
But yeah, even if you look in here, there's a scene or two where you pause it. And you can see the
let's see the whole thing, and we'll go back and pause it.
Right.
Because it's been a minute. I like this.
This is actually the only trailer I've seen of Suicide Squad before seeing the movie.
Where?
Let's just say I put him in the hole to away the hole.
There's rumors, Amanda, that some of them have abilities.
Oh yeah, I have seen things.
All
Maybe
reshot.
Superman was some kind of beacon for them to creep back from the shadows. I want to assemble a task force of the most dangerous people on the planet who I think can do some good.
They're bad guys.
Exactly. And if anything goes wrong, we blame them. We have built-in deniability.
What makes you think you can control them?
Because getting people to act against their own self-interest is what I do for a living.
Evil.
The difference in the vibe.
Yeah.
Are you the devil?
All you need to know is you work for me.
So that's it, huh? We're the patsies. We're some kind of suicide squad.
Let's go save the world.
None of that was in the movie.
Yeah, none of this.
None of that.
Not that.
Now they decide about the crazy ones.
Huh?
Oh, how did I kill you?
I'm just gonna hurt you. Really?
Even this was reshot.
Yeah.
There's the original logo.
Yeah.
All right, let's back it up. You tell me when to pause or what part you go into.
I thought that there was in the first one, but you know what? It might be the first official trailer, I believe.
Oh, yeah, it was, yeah, the first.
Oh, not a first look?
Sorry, yeah. Yep, they were already making compromises then, but he was still very much on board, and I believe it's the first official trailer. This one, though, just really shows you, you know, the movie that we were going to get, because like almost every dialogue, piece of dialogue is different, even if they, you know, they tried to copy the scenes they knew were in
the
the trailer.
colors, the tone.
Yeah,
Like look at this scene.
not in the movie at all.
This is Harley Quinzel right here.
Yep.
Yeah.
And look at what's this guy doing?
Yeah, like
What is this guy? You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's like Clock King or something. I'm just kidding. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on here.
Yeah, you see that?
Because then there's probably some scuffle in this scene, and then Joker comes in like,
yeah.
Well, there was a whole 20-minute scene I heard that
Oh,
led up
wow.
to being in the room, like of this destruction and mayhem
And
I don't remember this
really,
sequence
like,
either with Katana here and all these soldiers.
no.
yeah,
This-
and that's the thing too. Like, I really do like really this is how different you can tell the movie was. Is that it seems like when you look and dive into
I'll find the other one.
if you dive into the Ayer cut deeply into it, like I've been saying for a long time that it seems like once the Ayer cut comes out, I feel like Katana is going to be the dark horse of the Suicide Squad that people are going to be talking about, because it seems like with there was like a image that David Ayer put out where it was like this long poem about Katana's whole arc and what it was going to be about. And I was reading that and I'm like, yo, Katana got done dirty. Like
Hey,
Katana,
she was my favorite character I was looking forward to in this lineup.
yeah, like yeah.
Look at like right there, like they repurposed that scene, changed the timing of it with Boomerang.
Yeah.
We're all right.
Glow.
See there, you can already see there's been changes, slight changes. This is David Ayer. It's the first official trailer as David's compromised cut.
Yeah.
But it's still David's.
Still David's. Okay.
Yes.
Just some of the graphics are definitely different.
At this point, when this was cut.
Yeah.
Because this is the one where they cut his film. This is the trailer where it got a lot of buzz, and then the studio had the company that did this trailer.
Yeah. Then after this, it got all super music video and.
So in a way, this is before the tampering.
Yep. They were already making him compromise the backlash.
Yeah.
But there's still a lot of stuff in here, like that we didn't see like that. We didn't.
Oh
see
yeah,
that.
the sliding with the
with the two machine guns. Yeah, we didn't see that.
Yeah.
And then that one we didn't see. My toys.
We didn't see none of that.
Or his dude shooting the minigun. We didn't see that either.
Yeah.
That we didn't see.
That one.
That one was sick. Well, that wasn't in the movie.
Yeah.
That's the one where I think she uses because the sword captures souls, and that I think that's the one that kills.
Yep, she just killed somebody.
Yep.
I was so fast. Where was it? Oh gosh. Okay, I'm gonna try and catch it. That was so quick.
Yeah, it's very quick, and you'll miss it.
I got my space bar ready. Let's see. It's gonna press the button. Da, 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 da. Oh. Bam. Man, this looks so sick. Oh, man. Where is it? No, nice. There we go.
Yeah, you can see that. Yeah, like
who would she have trapped in it? It's the third act. So who did she kill? Enchantress.
Mm-hmm.
And this is after she gets possessed and then comes back to her senses. And
look at this smoke, all the skulls you see here.
All the skulls.
Look at all the souls.
Yeah.
I was wondering if there would be a reflection of a character along the blade that we could see here.
Yeah.
That'd have been cool. You never know. There might be, but it's
Diablo right here.
Yep. Still alive.
Still alive.
I don't know what that scene is. That's not in the movie. Neither is that one. That is. Right there. She gets possessed. And Killer Croc has to handle her ass.
Yep.
He goes toe to toe with her and gets her back to her senses. Think he has to knock some sense into her. Look at.
Yeah.
That looks like when she gets possessed. Because look at her eyes.
Yeah, tendril hits her and it possesses her.
See that?
Yep.
Oh.
This wasn't in the movie.
I think it was. She did,
and
then she did some dance move thing.
Where is? I'm trying to see. It's been so long.
You say Killer Croc or?
There was like.
I don't know which scene it was in. There's one that shows Killer Croc. All them bullets. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Snyder.
Where is it? The one. Hold on.
Oh,
See, look, that wasn't in there.
That scene wasn't in there.
This one?
Right there. Look at that.
Look. He's grabbing someone's neck.
That's Katana.
That's Katana.
She got possessed. Look.
Yep.
She's going crazy. He's got to handle her. She starts attacking them.
Funny how this frame of Joker on someone matches the frame with Killer Croc on. Yeah, that's Katana. Look at the top right here.
Yep.
You can see her jacket because her jacket has this like samurai design. Like that's her samurai gear.
Yep.
And he's holding her. Bang. Yep. I remember that with I forgot her name. That was a great shot. Him jumping in.
Yeah. That wasn't in it. The finger
Yeah.
or that.
Oh,
Right there. Go back. Right there. There it is. Blink and you'll miss it.
Yeah, look at the
I
real.
already blinked. I was like, where is it?
That's
quick.
Right there.
Yep.
Look what you see. You see the wings. You see the white tape around them. They're all in a circle, like did a summon the armada. You see that there's gears right here. Look at on the left. You see them two big gears on the left of the mushroom cloud. Top
These
left.
eyes.
Yeah.
Left.
Right there. Look at them are gears.
Like here or here?
Right there. Yep, right where your cursor's at.
Ah.
You see how it's rounded? There's like two.
Yeah,
gears
look.
around.
You see the square thing that
They're spinning
like,
round gears.
Yeah.
kind of like on a bike.
Yes. And
Yep.
that is what now listen, and that is what Darkseid is talking about in the Snyder Cut. Ready the Armada, we will use the old ways. That they're trying to open up a boom tube. Right there. That is parademons in a circle right there.
Yep.
Real parademons.
And Margot Robbie.
Yep. That was.
I won't go back to that.
Look at that.
Yeah, like that.
Look at the eyes. You see the eyes glowing?
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is fully done. This cut, the theatrical Ayer cut, because this is the third act, and look how different it is. And look at the CGI; it's fucking done, dude.
Also, now I'm noticing another thing too, because I remember in the ending, I forgot how Enchantress was.
Hold up. I just noticed something.
Look over here. Isn't this in the ending where Enchantress was laying back on?
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah,
Now,
like
That already happened, and
that
now
indent
this
is there.
happening.
So I think this
Yeah.
indent happened during battle, but Enchantress is gone.
yeah, like
And this happens when Enchantress is
Yeah,
gone.
yeah,
yeah,
because
like
she gets
Enchantress
his
is gone and the portal is still
on the sword,
open.
but by Katana ends up. We don't know exactly how. She goes crazy, gets possessed by her. Killer Croc has to knock her back to her senses. She rejoins the team, and then she ends up taking her down and trapping her soul in the sword. But by then, all this shit's popping off now. This is the final. There's another fight after the final fight, and that's the big kahuna, and that's not in the movie. And you've seen that is, they already showed, that's real parademons right there. Look at the eyes, the horns, and the wings.
Yep.
The eyes are glowing. There's wings. There's this white tape shit that I don't know what that is, but they've got horns, wings, and their eyes are glowing.
Yeah, all of them are. This one's back is turned to us, so we can't see the eyes.
Look at right there. You see the horns? Look at that one right there. Two horns. They're full.
Oh, right here too. They're see it. It's kind of going downwards.
Yeah, like forward
like
and
a ram.
down. Yeah. Again, we don't know if these are ancient parademons. We don't know what the deal is. If they're we don't know. It's we haven't seen it.
Well, I remember in like the DC lore, every now and then, sometimes the parademons were all the same, or sometimes they were different builds because the parademons are actually kind of like reanimated corpses of other beings, other aliens. So if a creature is bigger or has like 6 arms, that's what we'll see with some. That's why some parademons vary.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think that's the angle. That's the direction they went with this in Snyderverse.
Yeah.
Look at that one's. What is that one doing? Go back. Look at the parademon on the right.
You saw me?
Yeah. What is he doing? Is he punching the other one or some shit? If you watch, what is he doing? Is he see his hand up? Watch his hand on the right. The one that's next to the one crouching on the right of the cloud.
Like right here?
Yep, right there. But see the one above him, the one with the hand out? That one. Watch that guy. Hit play and watch. What is he doing? Watch. He's doing
like
something.
pulled his arm down.
Yeah, he's like doing something.
I don't know if you see him? He looks like the other one
Oh,
dodged.
wait.
Looked like the other one dodged or something.
So maybe like some of the
Whoa, hold on.
Explosion went off.
Remember? Wait, when did you say you saw people dancing?
That was in, like I said, that part though, that's not there. This is in. Maybe they start dancing. I don't know, but this is in the Blu-ray extended cut.
So what
Suicide Squad, the official Blu-ray DVD, and the bonus features. It shows them without the CGI, and it shows them dudes in black suits with horns with the white tape shit, and they're doing this like weird old like dance, like weird
all right.
like psychotic shit. Like
I think this weird little dance could be that, because the tape, the white tape you're talking about, it sounds like it's for motion capture for CGI.
Right.
And how they're moving. I mean, at this pause, it looks like, the guy owes the other guy money. He's like, here's like $5. Catch it, or whatever. Like, yeah. But when I saw the hand gesture, and this is coming from my background as like a dance major and whatever in college, it does this little flow. That little flow is a dance, just like you're saying. So the dance you're saying, I think this makes sense that these creatures are here dancing,
doing
to
a
create this little thing.
ritual type of deal.
Something evil and dark, because Darkseid is the personification of evil.
Exactly.
And so anything evil and manipulative or whatever is how Darkseid and Apocalypse
the
work.
Anti-life,
anti-life, that's hell. Apocalypse is hell,
Right.
So
and what I'm saying
going
is
up against evil, and this looks like a total evil dance without the creatures.
And what's crazy is this is the first official trailer, and this shit is still intact.
Yep.
So really think about it. How late in the game was it when they decided no Steppenwolf, change the, no parademons, no Joker, because the Joker at some point, Joker's even supposed to be in this third act at some point, and of course, and none of the trailers they didn't show him but one time, and it was the second official. Even in the second official trailer, they showed Joker for Blink and You'll Miss It, bye, but they didn't show none of this shit.
Yeah.
Right?
Wow.
So it's like, that's how crazily different this movie is. And it really is. And a lot of people didn't catch that. You can get the official Blu-ray extended cut of Suicide Squad, and in the bonus features, it shows behind the scenes, and it's like short, it's like 5 seconds long, I think, or 7. And it shows like literally the people that are in the suits without no CGI. It shows them building that scene that you see right there that we only get a glimpse of. And it shows them just like all together, like doing this weird dance shit. Like, and they got these horns, you get a better look, and their eyes aren't glowing because there ain't no effects like that. And you see this white taper shit everywhere, flapping in the wind. And it's crazy, man. And but like I said, if that white tape is for motion capture, is Kojay still there?
Hold on. Hold on. Let's see what happens.
But like I was saying, Jeffrey, that's why basically his movie is ready to go, because you're talking just a little spruce ups, remove the motion capture tape, or if it was there, but you see how
I screwed up.
But you see how the motion capture tape was still there? Again, Ayer cut, like I said, just some light polishing, remove that kind of shit. But you see in the rest of the effects, like 95% done in the third act. Joker's there. A lot of completely different shit happens. Movie's an hour long, is like a half hour longer. And then in the of new footage, and the true uncompromised cut is a full hour longer. You know what I mean? But either way, like I said, I think that if we do get this ever released, I don't think we'll get the original cut, but I don't think we will. I think we'll get this version, because I don't know if David Zaslav, again, I don't want to underestimate him. I pray to God he does. He's trying to cut budget costs at every corner because of the state that the old regime ran that fucking company into the ground. So I don't know if he would be willing to put money into it like that to release to release it. And David has made it clear that he don't even care about fighting for getting the real cut finished. He's just like, this is done. If you do that, that'll be enough. Obviously, if they would do more, he would be more than happy to finish the film, of course. But he's not really being vocal about this shit that we're talking about. So it's really a 50-50. But either way, me personally as a fan, I'd be fucking geeked. No matter which one it is.
I mean, with so many changes we've heard going on, and the fight for Release the Snyder Cut has been going on for a while within the Release the Snyder Cut, Restore The Snyder Verse timeline. So with how they're changing so many things and that they're reshooting all these other films that are already set to come out on the conveyor belt and stopping other ones before going to, whatever completion levels. I wonder, though, if they would go for that ultimate cut that you're talking about. They could go either way, but as long as we get this film, cool.
Right, and the other thing is, too, it wouldn't be nearly as hard to release in theaters because even with it being longer, we're talking it's still 3 hours or less.
Yeah, like
the Snyder Cut, where they've got to find a special way to, or a limited window if they put it in theaters, however they figure out to do it because of the length, extensive length. The Ayer cut, they can literally release it.
It can happen. I see Bollywood movies in theaters here. It'll happen.
Right,
it can happen.
right.
Or you can just do a two-part thing or whatever. But
I think it would be cool, like, if they had an event and, like, play BVS, Ultimate, drop the Ayer cut, Justice League Snyder Cut with Green Lantern, like in a perfect world, right?
I don't know. Yo, what if that's what we're getting, these two DC events? What if one event is Ayer Cut,
right,
and the other event is Snyder Cut with Green Lantern,
right, and then a mysterious date at the end with no info.
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh man, the power of our hopeful imagination.
Right, exactly. Well, guys, cool. Oh man, I've had a blast on here, and my old lady and my family's waiting on me. They're cooking dinner.
Oh no, it's all good. I think we hit 90-minute cinematic standard time. That's okay.
Yeah, right on.
But yo, man, I love you guys. Thanks for coming through and hanging out and just having a good time.
Anytime, man.
Anytime, Kojay. Anytime, brother.
All right, hey, let's do part 2s. Let's do more. I hit you guys up. Yeah,
okay. I'm down.
I appreciate you guys working around my schedule and everything so that I could be here. It really was pretty cool of you guys. I really appreciate that, Kojay. It sucks because I miss a lot. I do miss a lot of collaborations with a lot of people that I'd really like to to collaborate with, just based on my schedule and stuff. It's like, and if it ain't that, then it's like, it's this time here, and over where they're at, it's like way later. Or
yeah. No, I feel you on that. We're like worldwide, so
right.
But we can make the time because I'm not going anywhere.
Hell yeah, that's what I like to hear. Same here.
So this is all good, so we'll do more of this, and because dang, it's just cool. It's a long time happening. It's just crazy how time flew by and all that, and so many. But
I'd love to get on one with Will one day soon too.
Let's do it. Let's do it. I'll look into it.
Yeah,
Will's my boy. You guys.
Sounds good, man.
So I'm gonna put the link to your channel on the description, but links to your channels is already on my channel listing on my YouTube. But I don't have any final thoughts. You guys got me fired up. I just want to say that stuff already. This is what we do.
Yeah.
So anyways, I guess we'll just say goodbye and catch you guys next time. LU, thank you for watching this premiere. Make sure you follow and support Strong Arm Flix, T-Flame, and make sure you support Jeffrey Warfield and this dynamic duo. We're going to be back at it again.
Yes, sir.
Any last words you want to say or anything?
Pleasure being on here. And again, we got to do it again real soon, man.
Yeah, it was really fun, man. It was really fun.
Yeah, I didn't even get to answer you my questions, but next time we will. All right.
Okay, man. Peace.
Later. And all you, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. And we'll do the outro. I still got to update these, but yeah, doing the best I can for this show. I'll see you next time. Like, subscribe, all that stuff. You know what to do.